what do you need to create the housing for your people? And the same time, this new housing, maybe close to jobs, is created. What is that challenge? And what is your administration focused on that area?
Three things: cost of land, cost of finance, and cost of mortgage. Those are the three things we need to sort out. How did we, and I agree with you 100%. In Kenya, for example, we have 1,400 informal settlements in the country. We have 7 million people living in informal settlements without water, without electricity, without basic services. Therefore, and yet, although that is a problem, we want to flip it and create an opportunity out of it. How do we do that? I had a big struggle, but I managed to persuade the people of Kenya that we need a housing levy that is going to raise resources, that is going to give us leverage to provide resources for financing development, but more importantly, resources for offtake using mortgage. That way, a house that today costs 15 million, we can bring it down to 5 million just by sorting out land, sorting out cost of capital, and sorting out cost of mortgage. So we have now a program where we want to put up 200,000 houses every year. I have already launched the first 40,000 in the last 8 months. It is my intention that every year we build 200,000 houses to sort out the housing challenge. But as we construct 200,000 houses, we will create 1 million jobs every year for the young people of our country. And we will also scale up our mortgages from about 30,000, 40,000 in 5 years. We want to take that to 1 million. You've said it correctly. Yeah, the future is urban. It's not a choice that we make. The choice we need to make is it going to be urban slums or urban settlement? But urban, it will be. So this is the opportunity we see. The opportunity we see in urbanization is that we can create jobs, we can make citizens live in decent livelihoods, but much more importantly for a case like Kenya, it also gives us an opportunity for land consolidation where we do not have to cut and subdivide land that is meant for food production for settlement. We can actually reverse the challenge of land fragmentation that is threatening food security, go the opposite, land consolidation, have more land for food production and food security as we move citizens into decent urban settlements where delivery of services is easier. You can deliver water, you can deliver sanitation, you can deliver electricity, you can deliver all the other services in settlements that are organized, in cities that are organized, than in informal settlements that are all over the place. So we get a double bonus by making sure that we use housing, urbanization, not as a threat to our civilization, but as an opportunity for us to move into the future, to create jobs and to create opportunities.
But with the technology of hydrofarming in front of you today, how should we focus on food security if we have many investors here in Kenya?
Statistics show that we have between 60 and 65% of arable uncultivated land in the African continent, including Kenya. And sometimes there is a bit of confusion between what do we need? Do we need water or do we need rain? You know, sometimes there is a confusion. And when there is no rain, people think we cannot do farming. But we don't need the rain, we need the water. And that is why water harvesting, That is why underground water, that is why dams is very important. It's part of my plan for Kenya. We want to build 100 mega dams. We are working with what to do with underground water so that we can bring into production the millions of acres of arable land in our continent with good soils that we can deploy in matters for security. 60 years after independence in a country like Kenya, having an argument about hunger is an indictment on all of us as leaders. We must not be having that conversation, but we are having it at the moment. Number two, making sure that we increase our productivity, because the tragedy of our continent is that we still have the lowest productivity. We are using on average between 20 and 25 kilos of fertilizer per acre. In North America, they're using between 150 and 150 kilos per acre. So we need to enhance our productivity. And that is why we have a program now running in Kenya on making sure that there is affordable fertilizer. We are increasing, in fact, this year, we are going to double the amount of fertilizer available to farmers. And again, we are deploying the supply of fertilizer using technology. We have e-vouchers that this year enabled us to supply fertilizer to 5 million farmers without corruption, without middlemen, without brokers. That way, you become much more efficient. You can deliver services better. And our farmers today, we are estimating that we will have the best harvest in a long time in Kenya this year because of the supply of the fertilizer that we have done.